So, a while ago, people started posting little videos of them adopting a disabled dog from a shelter, a blind dog, a deaf cat, a hamster with 3 legs, and they would set up a page and they would tell this pet's life story. And people started to want to have their own disabled pet because it makes them interesting. Cool. There's lots of healthy animals that need adopting, but you go out there and find your disabled pet so that you can have a TikTok channel about it. However, human beings, especially disabled human beings, are not props. We just aren't. I know movies, TV, books have made it seem that this is fun and romantic. Why? It's not fun. It's not romantic. My husband and I love each other very much, and we got together very young, and so my illness has always just been there in the background. But seeing on a click video that somebody is actually wanting that experience of being with an ill person because of books like The Fault in Our Stars. I think it goes as far back as Charles Dickens with Great Expectations. I know one of my favourite stories when I was younger, What Katie Did, was about Katie becoming disabled and how her life is and how people visit. But they just miss out on so much. Disabled people aren't necessarily surrounded with friends and fun and excitement because we're just too tired. I am too tired. I want to be doing fun things like cosplay and beating people's ass on the computer. How much cooler a girlfriend would that be? Someone who can kick your butt on the computer, who loves to cosplay, who knows their comic book lore, or someone who throws up several times a day and needs to jam injections into their body. Which is more appealing? Because I don't get number 2. I don't get it. I'm not an accessory. Thankfully, as I said, my husband and I were together since we were young. And for a while in hospital, some of the nurses did romanticize things a little bit. But to be fair, I was very underweight and had somehow managed to get pregnant at very, very underweight, and they looked after me. But while I was in hospital, because I was pregnant, I think I said that, because I was pregnant, I had to go in to try nose feeding. That didn't work. Then we tried intravenous feeding, which worked, but it was fire in my veins daily. And throughout this, we had my boyfriend. Now, the thing is, my boyfriend was a medical student, which people find ironic and funny because I have a phobia of doctors, or used to. I'm not sure if it's a used to, but I had a phobia of doctors. So there I am, pregnant, being IV nutrition. My medical student husband is at the end of the bed doing his studying, and I would sleep and he would study, and I would wake and read a magazine and he would study, and it was just nice. So that was for a while when we were trying to get my weight up enough to be safe for the baby. And we were young and unwed at the time, so we had a shotgun wedding to plan, which might be where the nurses romanticised things a little bit. The disabled patient with her medical student boyfriend always at her side, planning a wedding. Even one of the consultants was very thoughtful and romanticised things. He wanted to know how my wedding dress would look, because if it looked, he wanted to make sure if it was off my shoulders or not. And when I told him it was, he decided he wouldn't put a central line in to give me IV nutrition into a central line, because that would leave me with a very big scar. So instead, he jammed the nutrition in through my hand, which, ow, it's not something you're meant to do, but for my bridal dress, obviously I sucked up the pain, and yeah, things were interesting. And so I can kind of understand there's a little story there. It's kind of cute. It got a little bit less cute when I got home from hospital. We had our wonderful wedding. It was amazing. And we're staying in a flat looking for a new place to live. We hadn't found our permanent place to live when I developed preeclampsia and HELP syndrome, which is bad. So our son was born 2 months early by crash section because one of us was going to die if they didn't. But yeah, we got a little story out of it. But would I exchange that for an afternoon roller skating at the beach? Would I exchange it for going to a music concert? So many things I would exchange it for. But here I am, right now, seeing people who think looking after and caring for a dying loved one is romantic or sick. It's just twisted. Why? Anyway, lots of TV shows, movies, books, everyone have done this trope. Me before you, worst one ever. Oh, I can no longer easily sit outside at a Paris cafe and people watch. Therefore, I must unalive myself by euthanasia. What? oh yes, I love you, and I really enjoy spending time with you, and I would love to go to Paris. There was nothing stopping him from sitting outside on a street in Paris with his girlfriend, drinking coffee and people watching. But no, he'd given himself a year. After the year, he was out. Yes, his life was so unbearable. He was in love, etc. But yeah. So that's Me Before You. That one is. There is an anime which is very popular, and maybe where some of the weird illness fetishness is coming from. It's called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. And the movie is basically, I have zero personality. Zero. I don't like to speak to others. I don't spend time with others. I'm just a loner. Okay, tight-lipped loner guy with no personality. Wait, there's a disabled girl. She accidentally dropped her book that says, I'm dying. And so this mysterious pancreas disease that is causing her to die with zero symptoms. Zero symptoms. Love that about it. Zero symptoms. And she doesn't talk about how she feels about being ill, about how frustrated she is, about things she can't do, about none of it. The whole point is this ill, disabled girl exists to give the guy a personality, because that's what we're good for, I guess. Dude is so uninteresting. How do we give him a personality? Disabled girlfriend. Hate it. I hate it so damn much. So, I don't know how much else to say. Young people wanting to be ill because it's romantic. Get a grip. No, it's not fun. And those of us who make videos and joke, there's one I watch, a girl who with diabetes who does her Omnipod, and she's hilarious. But she has other parts of her personality. She is more than just diabetes and insulin. She has a personality. She doesn't exist to entertain you. I could say a few other ones, but we're documenting our lives, and it's not because it's exciting and smexy. It's because we've gone through quite a bit of trauma, and talking about it sometimes helps. Letting people know what's going on with our illness helps us a lot. As I said, a lot of us are lonely because over time, as we've got sick, people have kind of dropped out of their life a bit, and that's not their fault. If it was just cancer, no friends, done. That's not how it works. With chronic illnesses or slow illnesses, it starts and the people are there at the beginning, but they're going on a night out and you can't go, or they're having dinner and you can't go, and oh, there was a chain email and you missed it because you were too tired to pick up your phone, and you just seem unreliable and flaky, and you can't put in very much of an effort, and it's fair enough that your friends just do sometimes drift away a little bit. For me, it's been over 15 years. Hang on, not 50 years, 23 years. It's been over 23 years. Family parties, I'm not there. I just have a lot of FOMO. I'm not there. And it's not wonderful or romantic. And movies like Love Story and Me Before You and Pancreas, and they make me so mad. It's like, ooh, glamorous. It's not glamorous. No, just no. I've ranted a lot, and I should edit this down, but I'm going to put it on as it is, because I am boring, which is frustrating because I am really good at craft. I am a really good cosplayer. I can do floristry really well. I'm a person, a well-rounded person. These things back here are craft things where I make bracelets and jewelry and teddy bears, but at the moment my life is just the sick girl, and I wish I knew how to make things better, but I'm clueless. Oh dear, dark all of a sudden. As you can see, my skin, pure white. My teeth, horrific. There's just nothing romantic about it, and I've said that so many times, and I really should edit this, but I'm too tired to edit. See? Wonderfully romantic. So I'm just going to cut off now, and I will come back and make a decent video about this at some point. But to the people who think that being with an ill person gives you clout, get a grip. Seriously, get a grip. You can be interesting in so many better ways. So many better ways. Knit hats for babies in incubators. Read stories.